So we are Group 9. Our presentation project is over the skill gaps employers are currently experiencing and how to develop skills that are in demand. My name is Chambray Jones.
My name is Jayla Rhodes.
My name is Katelyn Dumas.
My name is Helen, Zekarias.
Jayla and I will be discussing what exactly skills gaps are and who is involved in that candidate pool area. Katelyn and Helen will be discussing more so of how to develop the skills that are in demand. What exactly is a skills gap? A basic understanding, easy to understand definition is anywhere where skills or expertise are lacking. You can think of it as a skills shortage in working industries. Examples that are really big right now that employers do feel like are struggling with within the skills gap: writing proficiency, people who can write well and communicate well, rather that be emails, rather that be presentations, projects. The writing proficiency skills are lacking and struggling. Public speaking is also a skill that is lacking as well. Believe it or not, 3 out of 4 people do struggle with public speaking anxiety, and that does affect employers. Data analysis skills, that's including Microsoft Office Suite programs like Excel, Word. Those are very important programs that are needed to be successful within the working industry, but that is something that is lacking. And critical thinking, problem solving skills are lacking as well. A lot of people are finding the need to get constant reassurance, and that's not always available. So a couple industries that are currently being impacted with the skills gap are business and finance, labor and manufacturing, supply chain, believe it or not, and technology and media. Those are 4 of the biggest industries that are currently experiencing the skills gap, and I feel that they are being greatly impacted by that. So with that, is the skills gap all bad? With the skills gap, that's actually allowing employers and HR professionals to recognize and notice the skills that are missing and to be able to show what is needed and to be improved in the future.
So now that we identified what the skill gap is, I thought that it was important for us to identify who is affected. Ultimately, people like students, businesses, future employers, employees, are all infected in this current skills gap. Most people think that the problem would start at school, but who runs the schools? The government runs the schools. They run what we learn, what teachers teach for the schools in order for the students to learn. Most people would think that some proper solution for the students to be able to close the skills gap would be apprenticeships, mentorships, internships, just different things that employers would like to see their employees embody before they work at their company. On the other hand, many people would say that employers need to learn how to communicate their expectations. They need to have realistic expectations at that for these potential job candidates who are coming in fresh out of high school or college or trade school rather than that. Another thing that these employees can do is train their employees. Lots of people believe that the government should add in different incentives or add in more money for these programs in order to train the employees that they already have. So basically, there are a lot of different factors that do contribute to the skills gap, and it's not really just one problem and we can just pinpoint it on one person. So ultimately, it's just a collective group of things that we need to work on in order to decrease the skills gap.
Okay, so let's talk about digital fluency. It's super important in today's society, and to further break it down, digital meaning technology, electronics, computers, and fluency meaning like effortlessly smoothing flowing, and of course skills meaning a developed ability. So in short, have the ability to smoothly work with technology. These skills are in demand for many reasons, such as communicating with peers, employers, and the workforce. It's helpful for sharing information with others, producing new things, such as, Excel and Word files and stuff like that. It's super helpful for managing employees if you're higher up. In order to identify these skills in either yourself or as a hiring manager, it's important to look for these few things. Can a person use a basic piece of technology such as their phone? Can they use email, maybe Microsoft Word? Can they quickly resolve problems such as Googling an issue or using critical thinking or problem solving skills? Education is super huge, so if you're a hiring manager, look at their resume. Do they have training in Microsoft Excel, PowerPoint, things like that? Or maybe just a company-specific program that you'd like your employees to know. Developing skills in this area would consist of a few key components. Some of these components would be continuous practice with technology at hand, having hands-on practice, taking time to practically seek out new information for new technologies or the technologies you already have, and then obviously develop your critical thinking skills and things like that. I'm going to go ahead and pass it off to Helen now.
Like Katelyn said, almost every job today requires at least some sort of knowledge regarding computers. An increasing number of jobs, productivity is directly related to an individual's level of digital expertise, and in this case, digital fluency. According to the International Society for Technology and Education, there are 6 broad categories that can be affected by digital fluency: social and human issues, productivity tools, communication tools, research tools, problem-solving and decision-making tools. These are all qualities that employers want their employees to maximize on. This can have an effect on the communication exchange between coworkers and the overall productivity to strengthen the workplace and ultimately accomplish all their goals and achievements. Prospective employees can choose to go about learning this by looking at tutorials, clips, and guides to really push them along. They could also enroll in small courses, whether that be an online course or an in-class course, to really understand what they're trying to understand. And then the best way to go on from there would be to apply this skill and to continue to practice and go on from there as well.
The skills gap is something that we are currently dealing with, and that is arising. It is something that a lot of employers are noticing that it is impacting their business itself. It is something that is affecting working industries. We hope that we went into depth explaining what exactly the skills gap is and how to improve the skills gap.